So many similarities between the two cases that one tends to question whether Sahil Gehlot, after murdering Nikki, panicked and took inspiration from what Aftab Poonawalla did. And here's why we say that. Let's put out for you the similarities in both the cases. Besides, of course, the fact that in the case of Shraddha, she was murdered by her live-in partner and her boyfriend of many years, Aftab Poonawalla. It's pretty much the same also for Nikki Yadav. Nikki had met Sahil Gehlot years ago in 2018 at a coaching center, and they were in a live-in relationship. Now, Shraddha was strangled to death at their house in Mehroli by Aftab. In this case, Nikki was in fact again strangled to death in a white Verna in Sahil's car with the cable wire that was used for charging their phones. Aftab had cut up Shraddha's body and stored it in the fridge in their house. In this case, Sahil didn't chop up her body, but what he did is he drove all the way to his family-owned dhaba, knew nobody will be there because the restaurant was shut, and then proceeded to use that massive freezer to dump Nikki's body in there. Now, Aftab, shockingly, and these details kept coming out, has been mentioned in the charge sheet as well, of how he dated other girls after killing Shraddha, even with her body parts still in the fridge. Look at what Sahil Gehlot, the monster in this particular case, has done. He drove back on February 10th and then went ahead with his wedding plans, got married to the woman his family had in fact planned, and then now this case and this murder came to light. Akshay, is the police, are the cops really looking into this angle of whether, Sahil actually took inspiration, kind of panicked and decided he'd do exactly what Aftab Poonawalla had done, seeing all the news reports about that horrifying story? Because it's unbelievable and it's, impossible to fathom that two people would resort to this kind of a gruesome crime and this manner of a cover-up.
Well, absolutely, Akshita, and that's the reason the DCP of Crime Branch is interrogating personally Sahil Gehlot to find out that whether this was an action that he took in the heat of the movement or this was something planned, whether there was some planning that went ahead, that went into this entire crime. Now, another thing that has come up in this entire investigation is that the car that was used by Sahil was not his own. He had a Tata Nexon, whereas the car that he used where the murder took place was a Verna car that was his cousin's car. So it seems that there was something in the mind of this accused, and that is the reason he did not take his own car to Nikki's house where he ultimately committed this crime. So that is also the reason why police is investigating and interrogating Sahil Gehlot, and a 5-day custody has been was in fact given to the crime branch to find out all the angles, whether about an intention was there or not behind this murder, because that is one of the most important thing as far as the case is concerned. The investigation will be carried out by the crime branch of Delhi police. The family is asking for capital punishment for Sahil Gehlot. They are saying that their daughter, who was just 22-year-old, her life was ended after a mindless decision that was taken by Sahil Gehlot, and they are seeking hardest punishment. In fact, the family, I spoke to the grandfather of Nikki Yadav. He said that he'll even go and meet Prime Minister and the Home Minister to talk about what exactly is happening in cities where the girls can be murdered in the heat of a movement, and nothing can be done about it as far as the security is concerned, as far as
there are obviously going to be larger questions that are also asked in this particular case about, how we're going forward as a society, about toxic relationships and the impact it has on these women, many of them paying with their lives, clearly. Thanks very much, Akshay, for getting us all of those updates. Now,